Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely, and I am going to be sharing with you the biggest myth in disc golf throwing technique. In fact, this has been the biggest throwing technique myth for more than 40 years. But first, I teach an online disc golf class called Become a Complete Disc Golfer. It's a 6-month class that is not just a bunch of videos and tutorials and drills. This class is a full interactive experience. It's going to have multiple live classes, live sessions, live Q&As, but the biggest part of the class that separates this is that there's going to be an unlimited number of professional form reviews. This is critical. There's a reason why all of the best athletes and all the professional sports have coaches. And that's because no matter how good you are, it is nearly impossible to self-assess your own athletic abilities. So throughout the 6-month class, you're going to be uploading videos of you working on whatever step we're on at this point. The professional coaches or myself is going to review those, give you feedback. You're going to make the changes, then you're going to upload another video. We're going to give you feedback, repeat this process, but it ends with you throwing correctly. And the reason it's an unlimited number of form reviews is because everyone learns at a different pace. I can't cap you at a certain amount of reviews per month. You're going to get as many reviews as it takes to end with you throwing correctly. All right, I've been saying this for 40 years now. When you throw a sidearm, you don't keep your elbow next to your body. Okay? There is not a sport in the world where this is how you're supposed to throw a disc. In fact, the slang term I've been trying to get to catch on forever, it still hasn't, but I call it T-Rexing. Basically, of all the dinosaurs, the Tyrannosaurus Rex had the worst sidearm of all of them, including the ones that walked on all fours, by the way. And that's because T-Rex threw his sidearm like this. You don't throw with your elbow next to the body. That's wrong. On your backswing, the elbow is going to come out here way aside from the body. And then when you throw your sidearm, you're not going to throw down here. You're going to be throwing at an approximate 15-degree arm slot. I mean, the arm slot stays pretty set. You're going to adjust the angle at the waist. That's not next to your body. Now, the reason it's taught that way is actually not illogical. It's wrong, but there's some basis in reality. The reason it's taught that way is because with the sidearm, unlike the backhand, you must intentionally and deliberately put spin on the disc. When you throw a backhand, as long as your technique is correct, spin will happen automatically. You don't spin your backhand, spin happens. With the sidearm, spin doesn't happen. You must put the spin on the disc. So that whole keep the elbow close to the body thing, that was just a shortcut workaround to put spin on the disc because the rest of the technique wasn't taught properly. If you learn proper sidearm technique, you're not going to have to do that workaround. Your elbow doesn't stay here and your throw doesn't pass by here. Now, I'm going to throw two sidearms and you should be able to see the difference. The first one is elbow close to the body. And the second is going to be with the elbow nowhere near the body on the backswing and nowhere near the body on the throw itself. Okay, so you can clearly see the difference between those two throws. Now, the final question you might have is, sure, that makes perfect sense, but I watched the Pro Tour and there's some players on the Pro Tour who have pretty darn good sidearms and they keep that elbow tucked in. And the answer to that is, you are correct. They have pretty darn good sidearms. Does that mean it's correct? Not necessarily. What you need is a parallel universe where that exact same player with the exact same amount of athleticism, the same body, same amount of practice, same amount of training, doesn't keep their elbow next to the body, and then compare what that same athlete does if they didn't do the elbow close to the body. The reality is, as good as they are, and I don't care who you are, You are better if you don't do that. Look, I can throw a sidearm with my elbow next to my body. I can still throw 400 feet pretty darn accurately. So if all you saw was me throwing 400-foot accurate sidearms, you might think, wow, his elbow's close to the body. He's good at sidearm. Yeah, what you're not seeing is that I can throw 550 feet a little more accurately if I reach out here. So don't be misled by someone who is really good with imperfect technique. It doesn't make it right. When you throw the sidearm, just simply forget you ever heard that elbow close to the body thing. It is a myth.